you best describe your team's all-around effort and execution?
It started on the defensive end. We kind of reestablished our identity tonight. I think the hardest part now is going to be to be consistent with that. We just showed an example of how good we can be defensively, and that got to be our staple every night, no matter if shots are made or not. We just got to continue to do it on that end of the court, and all that is effort. Some days we may miss shots, and that comes with the game of basketball. But when you have effort, you can establish a good defensive identity throughout the year.
You sort of touched on it a little bit. But it is just one game. But what does a win, second night of a back-to-back on the road, guys in, guys out, for the confidence of this group?
It means a lot. We started off pretty rough. Not being up to the standard that we know we can be up to. But yeah, like you said, this could propel us into being that great defensive, great all-around team that we know we can be. So I think not to blow this game out of proportion and say act like we won a championship or anything, but also understanding that this is something that we can build off of for sure.
I know three-point shooting is a huge emphasis for you in the offseason, really the whole team.
Yeah.
You shot it really well tonight. Just talk about your touch at this particular point in distance.
Just trusting my work. Something I've always struggled with is, if I miss the first one or second one, I kind of, get down on myself. But, with so much work that I put in throughout the off season, I'm comfortable. Make, miss. I know what kind of work that I put in the off season. I'm going to continue to shoot them because I know I can make them. So, and my teammates trust me. So, it's also a plus.
On the topic of three-point shooting, it doesn't only took two tonight. What needs to happen for you guys to hit more attempts from distance?
It's a good question. I think we just got to figure it out, in my opinion. I don't have a definite answer for that. I think he's also one of those guys that he's such a threat on the three-point line that he's able to get downhill. But in my opinion, we definitely, especially one of the reasons we got him is because of his three-point shooting. So I think we got to find ways to get him cleaner, easier looks instead of, so much off the dribble, even though he can do both. But we definitely got to get him easier looks for sure.
You said a couple weeks ago that AB could be one of the best guards in the series. Tonight you kind of showed why.
Yeah.
Just describe his all-around game.
AB is a unique player. I see him behind the scenes a lot, and he's one of those guys. He works every day. He shows up to work. He's a listener. He's a learner, and our biggest thing is keeping him confident and aggressive. When he's going downhill, creating plays for himself and others, he's a monster. And that's his biggest thing. Is just to continue to keep his foot on the gas. Whether he's making shots or not. He made some shots tonight, but he's one of those guys that when he's aggressive, he makes the game so much easier for everyone else around him. So that's kind of my biggest thing with him is just continue, no matter shots going in or not, continue to be aggressive. It's going to make it easier for the rest of the team.
You mentioned defensive identity at the top. How impactful was Jonathan tonight? I mean, he's been in and out of been in and out of the rotation to start the year. Just you guys see what he can do in the past, but what does that performance tonight do for him?
JL he stays ready. He propelled us to this win tonight. Like you said, he's been in and out of the rotation, and I know that's gonna be a tough thing. You get inside your own head, start downing yourself, but he stays true to himself. He came in and altered his game on the defensive end of the ball, and his shots didn't fall, but we are all comfortable with him taking shots because we know what kind of work that he puts in also. So. He's an easy game changer whenever he's in the game, and we trust him to do that night in and night out for sure.
It seemed like tonight you were physical on defense, not too forceful, where you were committing too many fouls. What's the balance like with that as far as the mentality?
You kind of have to, unfortunately, set that tone as a team early, so the refs don't call it all the time. We know the refs can't call every foul throughout the whole game. So, the first couple of games, including myself, I've been in a lot of foul trouble. But But it's also a measure of being able to do a little bit of both. You know, knowing when to be aggressive, when not to, understanding the flow of the game, understanding if it's been a long time without a timeout or foul, a foul is going to come at some point. So you kind of have to, kind of gauge that. So, yeah, that's about it.